Relations between the UK and Iran experienced a small thaw after British Foreign Secretary William Hague announced plans to restart diplomatic affairs with the Islamic Republic in a speech to the UK's Parliament.
We are open to more direct contact and further improvements in our bilateral relationship. We have therefore agreed that both our countries will now appoint a non-resident chargé d'affaires tasked with implementing the building of relations, including interim steps on the way towards eventual reopening of both our embassies, as well as dialogue on other issues of mutual concern.
Britain, alongside the US and other Western powers, has sought to destabilize Iran through a program of sanctions and a negative foreign policy that's tried to weaken the Islamic Republic by whatever means necessary. The new approach has been greeted with some skepticism by political observers.
They've been brought to this not because there's very much in it, but because they can't pursue their plan A. Plan A would have been to intervene in Syria. Plan A would have been to increase the sanctions and possibly to have a military attack on Iran. We're in Plan B because Plan A was removed from the agenda, not by the wishes of the governments themselves, but by an option forced on them by people who were unwilling to go down the road of war in Syria.
Britain's consistently maintained one of the most hawkish foreign policy approaches towards the Islamic Republic of Iran. And with relations between Tehran and London at an all-time low, will these new diplomatic overtures from the UK amount to anything apart from simple rhetoric? The appointment in June of new Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has been a contributing factor in the reopening of some diplomatic channels. But there is still a lot of work to be done going forward if the West is to convince the Iranian nation of its intentions.
But the only feasible way in which a proper settlement is going to happen here is if there's a movement by the West on not just the question of the Iranian nuclear program and inspections there, but on a whole range of issues in the Middle East. The Palestinian problem is radically unresolved. The question of what's going to happen in Syria is unresolved. Libya, because of the Western intervention, is now a tinderbox, a state which is barely holding together, which has been accurately described as an arms bazaar for the whole of the Middle East. So this is one moment of possible progress. There would have to be a great deal more before we could say that we're on the road to peace.
For now, with all diplomatic relations at a very delicate stage, this is simply one step on a very long journey. Amina Taylor, Press TV, London.